No, it's like, hey.
That's a pretty dirty trick for the chair to get COVID during the last meeting.
Oh, yeah, really.
So for those who haven't been here for a decade, the last meeting used to have 70 items on it.
Oh my goodness.
We've gotten a lot better at not allowing that to build up through the year.
Yes.
That was a direct ask of me when I moved into this job.
Okay,
Stop
right.
waiting until the last meeting.
Do all this.
God, to do everything.
Thank you for
Crazy.
that.
Back it used to be like 3 times bigger.
That's
Crazy.
We've had like 20 plus for the last 3 meetings or so.
Yeah.
So it's spread it
Wow,
out.
I know, yeah. 2020, 25.
Like give 5 slots every week on the agenda. And you have to like fight for one of the 5 the entire time.
Get it in early.
Yeah, there were 20, 22. There were 21 last week, 22 this year.
Hi.
Take it off of the packet.
Who am I missing? Oh, I'm not missing anybody.
Here go
I
one.
think I moved.
Here.
I moved yours to just because yours is going to be on DJ. Yeah. Oh, we do have some, but I thought we all had. Yes, you did. I'm ready.
Ready? I'd like to call to order the Ramsey County Regional Railroad Authority. Roll call, please.
Fretham,
Here.
Martinson,
Here.
McGuire,
Here.
Moran,
Here.
Reinhardt,
Here.
Zhang,
Here.
and Ortega.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion on the agenda December 19th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Here.
Reinhardt,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Fretham,
Aye.
Martinson,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion on the minutes of December 12th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Reinhardt,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Fretham,
Aye.
Martinson,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. We have one administrative item, that's approval of support for the rezoning of 629 Bush Avenue, St. Paul, Minnesota. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Reinhardt,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Fretham,
Aye.
Martinson,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. Corridor updates?
Well, the Purple Line, we're just moving forward. Staff has been absolutely amazing in making sure that we get all the T's crossed and the I's dotted and whatever other letters of the alphabet we need to deal with. And there's discussion about, obviously, the bringing the Purple Line up to, or the new route up to the same level of research and tech, what do you call it? The examination of all of the different aspects of it, the environmental and so forth, the environmental assessment. And it's going very well. As with any project of this size, there's always hurdles to get through and to have really healthy discussions about. And so that's what's happening right now. I also, the Rush Line is, we had a Rush Line meeting. Purple Line is a subset of Rush Line, but it is still important for northern, well, Rush Line actually goes 80 miles up to Hinckley, I think it is. It used to end in Rush Line, or in Rush City. That's how come it got the name Rush Line. Not because it was so fast, but because it was Rush City. But anyway, and we had people from the counties and from Hugo and others that were there and talked about different aspects of what has to happen to move transit even further. Obviously, we're talking a number of years out, but it is something that we want to make sure that we're still continuing that. It's not just, okay, we got the Purple Line, so we're done, because that's not what Rush Line is about. So it was a good meeting. One of the issues that came up was talked about was in Hugo, the Washington County is looking at basically using their right-of-way. Just as, I mean, we have made changes in the right-of-way and the use of it in Ramsey County, and I think all of the counties actually probably have. And so they were trying to figure out how to move forward with that. And that was also a very good discussion, because one of the things that was kind of, they had option A and B, and one was that it would, you could still accommodate transit options going forward, and the other said it precluded it, which in the end we determined clearly it doesn't. It probably precludes train or rail, although it was pointed out that you can put a 10-pound bag of sugar into a 5-pound bag when you look at University Avenue, as far as who would have thought we could put rail there. But anyhow, but it probably does preclude that, but it clearly doesn't preclude a bus rapid transit of some kind, even with that change. So they'll be discussing that and deciding what they want to do, but I think they got a lot of really good input. So again, just so it's known that it's not just the purple line, that's taking most of the time right now, but Rush Line and the communities north of Ramsey County or White Bear Township going north are still involved and excited about what can come into the future.
Let me just add, with the Purple Line, Commissioner Reinhardt, Commissioner Shong, and I met with the Met Council and the City of St. Paul. Like every line we've had, including the Green Line, there are always bumps in the road. All these lines are much more difficult than the Green Line, because the Green Line was pretty much a straight line down one corridor. But it's really transformative in terms of the east side along the line, even though all three of us have part of the line. So Commissioner Shong, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I mentioned this briefly last week too during the report, but currently we are waiting for the City of St. Paul to kind of talk with their leadership team about next steps and where they would like to go. I left the meeting just stating my hope that we continue on this path around exploring the BRT, because it is truly transformative. It is very different from the arterial BRT that the city has experience with, because it can reconstruct our roads, our sidewalks, even down to the wiring cables that's underneath the infrastructure. In addition to that, this BRT project will just add so many more transit options for the residents of the east side, and also hearing from residents that getting around on the east side is so difficult and challenging, that this is truly just a step in our network of making transit and building it out. So I don't see this project as an isolated project. I see it that we need transit options in the East Metro, and this is just a start. Thank you.
I also had two meetings. We had a meeting of the Riverview Corridor PAC, the Policy Advisory Committee, which includes representatives from the airport and Excel and et cetera, the city, all the key players along the corridor, which include businesses and other public entities. We had not met for almost a year, but now finally the city of St. Paul and Ramsey County have a vision that's aligned, and we're moving forward. So we had the first PAC meeting. We sort of establishing a baseline. We're waiting for the final results for economic analysis. So we will be meeting almost on a monthly basis coming, because a lot of the engineering work during that time period and analysis, everything from including building a new bridge over the Mississippi River, all that work is now culminating, and we'll be presenting it before the Policy Advisory Committee moving forward this year. The other meeting we had was with Commissioner I was going to say Martinson. I'm still transitioning. We met with the Commissioner of MnDOT, along with staff, their staff and us, I think that was just yesterday, regarding the second train. Working out details with Amtrak and Ramsey County over the utility of the Union Depot. We have a 10-year agreement that is being renegotiated, and we want to make sure that we are now compensated for the use now that we have a history of what it cost in terms of the operation and the maintenance of the depot. So we've been in negotiations now for 4 or 5 months. We've resolved some items on the list. There are others that are partially resolved, and there's one that's we're working through. Hopefully we'll get that, but as I explained to the commissioner of MnDOT, that our fiduciary responsibility is to make sure that the Union Depot is run in a way that does not, that we're not, our taxpayers are not subsidizing the service of Amtrak. They need to pay their fair share also. That would conclude my report. Anything else? Thank you. We're adjourned.